It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Gordon Ryan. King Gordon Ryan. Take those off. Let me see it. What the fuck did you do?
Training with a young lad called AJ Agazarm. For 3 feet in the air, flying kneed me directly in the eye. 3 days before EBI was supposed to go down. I'm like, that's cut. Put my hand in my face, blood all over my hand. I'm like, yep, that just happened.
So, how does AJ Agazarm find his way into every single jiu-jitsu narrative there is?
I mean, he travels a lot, so he just pops up in random places at random times, and there's always something I feel going on around him. He causes a lot of controversy, which is good for, building his name, so I don't blame him.
That's so weird you would say that. I don't know why you would ever say that sort of thing. When he did knee you, what did he say to you?
I mean, he just apologized. He actually helped me get a good plastic surgeon that would take my insurance to help stitch it up. So I thank him for that.
So you kind of ruined Christmas here because we were all excited to see you versus Vinny. Then you hurt your eye and we're all sad and everybody thinks that you're trolling. Do you come up with the level of the boy who cried wolf a few too many times, maybe, that you trolled the internet so many times that they just didn't believe you anymore?
Yeah, for sure. People definitely didn't believe me. Some people. Also, one of the pictures that I took was a selfie on my phone, and another one was taken by somebody, so it looked like it was two different eyes. So people were like, "Oh, he's definitely trolling," and then I was like, "Nah, it's real. Like, I'm about to go get stitches right now." And then the more pictures that came out, everyone was like, "Oh, I guess it's real."
So when that does happen, everybody's laughing, and I think everybody gets really sad because they want to see you compete. Did you feel that? Did you feel, as you were watching today and you were kind of coaching, did you kind of sit there and go, man, I wish I was competing?
I mean, I was bummed that I couldn't compete, but at the same time, I was excited for Gary. Gary's last two matches, I was just thinking how I would have submitted both my opponents in regulation and how much better I am than Gary.
I was told you were not allowed to give him shit for 2 days for that.
Oh, well, he's not going to hear the interview until it comes out.
That's fair. So when that does happen, you get this injury, it sucks. You then put out 2 Snapchats. Or like Instagram things that basically you were talking to your haters. What did you say to your haters, and what did they say to you that prompted that?
They're like, "Oh, it's just a little cut. Just put some tape on it and go train, you fag." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." First of all, it's like a 2-inch cut right above my eye, and I have to fight MMA eventually, so I don't want a bunch of scar tissue right over my eye. That's going to open up as soon as I get punched. And I basically just said, hate all you want, but until you win some EBIs, there's really nothing you can say.
How much of your time, somebody was asking me this, how much of your time do you spend actually doing jiu-jitsu? Because I had to explain to someone who had a very small amount of an idea of what you and Gary do. I said, their full-time job is trolling and they do jiu-jitsu part-time. Is that an accurate assessment?
It's probably about 50-50. 50% of the time I'm doing jiu-jitsu, 50% of the time I'm trolling. I go on my phone whenever I can, and I look for the people talking shit. I'm like, oh, there he is. I got him. Fire right back.
And the thing is, you actually take conversations outside of those threads. You take them to different people's, you're searching them through on your Facebook?
Yeah, I search for people tag me and stuff. Like, most of the time what happens is someone talks shit, and there's a thread going on, and then someone tags me. Mm-hmm. So I come in a little late. I'm like, oh, this guy. And I read all the comments, and I fire right back.
Because here's the thing. I can't keep up with it. I go to train, and I'll train for about 2 hours or so. I'll look down at my phone, and people have been like, yo, did you see what Gordon did? And I was like, nope. What did he do? Is it newsworthy? And most of the times it's not. However, sometimes a match gets put in there. Are we safe to say you're at the point where you won't do a match unless it's like 5,000 or 10,000 involved?
I mean, yeah. If there's opportunities for me to fight guys who are legends in the sport, I'm going to take matches with them regardless, probably. But people who just talk shit, who are nobodies, all right, if you want to compete, put some money up. Oh, wait, you won't because you're not confident you'll submit me. So go kill yourself.
Don't tell me to kill himself. That's just rude. The whole time I'm sitting here and I watch, all I could think about is I'm a writer, so I write for a living. I know how long it takes to write a certain amount of posts. How long does it take for you to cultivate and write an entire post from start to finish?
Depends on how long the threads go. I probably spend 2 hours a day trolling people online, at least.
That seems about honest, actually.
Yeah, probably around 2 hours combined. And I love it. I mean, I just do it purely for my entertainment. Also to make money, as you guys see with the Todd Muckenheim match. If you troll enough, talk enough shit, you just make loads of cash. It's great.
That's so weird. You guys are on a weird level on your own. And I have to add, there is a certain level of watching you do this, as I can see your mom over to the side, who, by the way, is very nice. So I don't know where you're getting all this from.
Yeah, shout out to Mom. She's great.
You won't troll your mom? Have you ever tried trolling your mom?
Occasionally.
Sounds like a no.
Not too much now.
Yeah, all right. Maybe keep that in mind the next time you start calling out other people. I'm going to be like, they're going to start talking to me like, would you say that to your mom?
Probably.
Okay. What we're going to do is, I think next time you get out of hand, I'm just going to print a series of them and have you read them in front of your mom. So keep that in mind as we go forward. Okay, so next is coming up, I believe, a match with Felipe Pena.
First, I have Abu Dhabi Trials.
Uh-oh.
Then I have a match
When
with
is that? That's 2
2
weeks from now.
Yeah, November 19th.
Are you going to be all healed up by then?
Hopefully. I mean, my stitches come out Tuesday, and then I'm probably going to start training lightly, and, it should be closed enough. It may interfere my training up until the trials, but it should be closed enough and healed well enough to compete, in the trials when they come around.
Okay, good to know. So then after that, you've got trials. Then what comes next?
Then Felipe Pena. Mm-hmm. Then I have an absolute in the Zapatero, a $10,000 absolute. Then I have a match in January sometimes, a rematch with Mike Perez. Then I have the 170 EBI whenever that comes up, or the heavyweights, whichever comes first.
Okay.
And I think that's it. And some random dude on Instagram challenged me to a $100,000 bet match, which I hope that happens because that'll be awesome.
This is so weird, and especially when you start talking about how do you prefer that you set up the money accounts? You have it into a third party?
Yeah. So I don't want the dude that I'm competing against who doesn't have a name to just say he's going to put the money up and then show up with no money, and then the show doesn't happen. So I make both of us put the money into a third party escrow account. So the promoter has all the money, and then whoever wins, the money gets transferred into their account.
What do these people say to you when you set up these accounts? Because then you say, we're going to have a fight or a grapple, and then the winner takes all of this money.
Well, I mean, I don't set the accounts up. The guy who's the promoter of the tournament sets the accounts up. So I just send the money to the promoter, and he handles everything. Right. That's at least how it went with Todd.
All right, good to know. Okay, so then after that, have you decided who you're already calling out? Because you seem like a person who sits at a desk calendar and go, which of my haters will I take on in February?
Well, anybody who wants to put money up and, no time limit matches or EBI rules, I'd be more than happy to compete against you. Mm-hmm. As far as, I have some big things on my plate right now. But after that, I'd like a match with, any of the top level guys, Buchecha, Rafa Mendez, anyone of that caliber, Andre Galvao. So, I mean, I want to take out the super heavyweights first and foremost, so no one can say anything really, because if I beat small guys who are good, everyone's just like, oh, Gordon's bigger than him, doesn't even matter. So, if I beat all the super heavyweights, no one can really say anything, so that's what I'm aiming for.
Okay, now I heard this is a rumor, and I need you to confirm it or deny it, because everybody keeps seeing you with these crowns. And I just wondered, when I saw you, are you taking this through customs? And somebody told me that you weren't buying any of these crowns. I find that somewhat hard to believe.
I am taking them through customs. I haven't bought any of the crowns.
How many crowns have been bought for you?
3. I'm upgrading every time. The first one was a Burger King crown. That's a fan gave to me at a tournament. The second one was a Game of Thrones crown that one of my teammates bought that I got at a separate tournament. And then when we were in England for the Polaris, Gary got me this one, and this is my favorite one so far. So eventually I'll probably upgrade to a gold-plated crown, and with you know, a bunch of bling on it. But as of right now, I just have this plastic one, and when I make some more money.
Do you read what people say about you and your crown?
I don't really care. I'm better than all of them.
Oh yeah, okay, I forgot. Sorry. You're up here, everybody else is down here. It takes a second. When you see me without a crown, do you judge me?
I don't, no. I mean,
No?
you know, peasants have their place.
Adorable. So if I wanted to start calling myself the king of being on the mic, I don't know that you would have much to go off of.
Correct. You
right.
crushed me on that one. You crushed me.
Absolutely. As long as we establish that's how that goes. And would you say that to this camera right now? Would you say that I am the best, I am the king of doing this?
He is the king of holding mics.
Can you make that a little bit better though? Like
King of working mics.
interviewing, king of interviewing.
King of working mics with one or two hands.
It's still not how it works. All right. Here's the thing, Gordon. You're kind of wonderfully polite in person, but then on the internet, you're a whole different person. You're entertaining. You're keeping this sport hating each other. You're the worst or best thing that happens, depending on the day. And we're always excited to see you there. We hope that you heal up very quickly because we look forward to your ADCC run, and we look forward to seeing what goes on with every other hater that you're calling out.
If you don't attack me on the internet, I won't attack you back. As soon as you attack me, I'm just going to call you out to a $10,000 match. So unless you're going to do that, you may as well just not say anything.
Like, are you stealing lines from, like, Scarface now? It just sounds like we're getting to the part where you're getting... Like, you watch enough mob movies to know how it ends for them, right?
I mean... everyone just attacks me, but no one wants to compete. So just sit behind your keyboard and attack me, and I'm just going to attack you back, and then that's going to be it. I'm just going to crush you in every argument that we have. Or put some money and we'll have a match, and I'll just crush you there. It's as simple as that.
Well, I guess that's as good a point as any to go ahead and cut it off here. Ladies and gentlemen, the heel of Jiu-Jitsu, King Gordon Ryan. Gordon, thank you very much for your time, man.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Keep it along here, Verbal Tagcast for more.
Oh.